A 3,000 horsepower hypercar is about to land in North America. BYD confirmed 20 dealerships in Canada by late 2026, and the cars heading there aren't just cheap commuter pods. We're talking vehicles that charge faster than anything on the market today, SUVs that crab walk over rocks, and a concept van with a throne where the driver's seat should be. Canada's new 6% tariff framework is letting in up to 49,000 Chinese vehicles per year. And if you think the US wall will hold forever, you need to see what's already sitting at the border. Number 10 is the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra. This is the production car that proves Chinese EVs aren't just about cheap hatchbacks anymore. It's a tri-motor sedan making 1,527 horsepower, and it'll hit 62 miles an hour in 1.98 seconds. That's faster than a Tesla Model S Plaid in a drag race, according to CarWow. And its Nürburgring lap came in at 7 minutes, 4.92 seconds. The top speed is 217 miles an hour, and the price sits around $112,000. That undercuts most European super sedans by a massive margin, and Xiaomi wasn't even a car company 3 years ago. Now they're building track weapons that embarrass cars with 100-year racing pedigrees, and this is still the most normal vehicle you're going to see today. Number 9. Avatr Vision Xpectra. But if you think a 1,500 horsepower sedan is crazy, wait until you see what happens when a car company decides feelings matter more than physics. Avatr Vision Xpectra. It's a concept built by the partnership of Cheng, Huawei, and CATL, and it looks like a glass spaceship with suicide doors and no B-pillar at all. The cabin is prismatic glass, and the car runs what they call a living AI-powered vortex that learns your behavior and lights up before you even touch the handle. It senses your mood through cameras and motion sensors, then adjusts the cabin to match. No production timeline is confirmed, but the message is clear. The Chinese auto industry is already designing cars that treat the driver like a passenger in their own living room, and they don't need a steering wheel to do it. Number 8 is the NIO ET9, and it's not a concept. It's a production flagship sedan targeting the Mercedes S-Class and BMW 7 Series, and it ships with steer-by-wire. That means the steering wheel and the wheels are completely decoupled, and there's no mechanical column at all. The system also uses NIO's Skyride Intelligent Chassis, which is the world's first integrated hydraulic fully active suspension, so it soaks up bumps before you notice them. It packs roof-mounted LiDAR plus 2 side LiDARs, a 925-volt platform, and a 100 kilowatt-hour battery good for 650 kilometers. The dual motor output is 697 horsepower, and pricing starts around $120,000. You could order this in China today, and it's headed for global markets while the West still treats steer-by-wire as experimental. But as wild as disconnected steering sounds, the next entry removes the wheel entirely. Number 7. Exeed X-Concept. Steer-by-wire in a luxury sedan is impressive. Some Chinese designers took the idea further and removed the steering wheel entirely, then put a throne in the back. Exeed X-Concept from Chery's sub-brand. It's a futuristic minivan with only 3 seats, 2 up front and 1 rear center seat that sits like a throne. There's no steering wheel and no pedals at all. It's a fully autonomous vision with suicide doors and no central pillar for a completely open cabin. This is pure concept, but it shows where family transport is heading once you remove the driver. The design language is brutal, and it says the future of the minivan is the executive being chauffeured by software, not the soccer parent behind the wheel. Number 6. Yangwang U9 Xtreme concept vans with throne seats are wild. But now we're hitting the part of the list where the numbers stop looking real. Yangwang U9 Xtreme from BYD's luxury brand, and it's the most expensive Chinese car ever built. The quad motor output is 2,977 plus horsepower on a 1,200 volt architecture. BYD claims it hit 308.34 miles per hour at Germany's ATP test track in Papenburg. They say the tires were the limiting factor, and new rubber under development could push it to 329 miles per hour, while a low-drag configuration might even see 373. It lapped the Nürburgring in 6 minutes, 59.157, using Daisus X active suspension that manages movement in every direction at once. Under the composite skin is a 3D printed aluminum chassis and a blade battery with a 30C discharge rate. The price is $2.9 million for a limited run of 30 units worldwide. BYD's CEO personally pulled the wraps off this production hypercar at Beijing. If you're wondering whether Chinese engineering can compete with Bugatti and Koenigsegg, this car already answered the question. Number 5. Dreame Nebula. Next 3,000 horsepower is hard to top unless you strap actual rockets to the back of a family car. The Dreame Nebula Next 01, and it exists somewhere between engineering and science fiction. The base concept claims 4 motors making 1,903 horsepower and a 0 to 62 time of 1.8 seconds. But the Jet Edition adds rocket boosters claiming 0 to 60 in 0.9 seconds. The active air suspension lets it hop over speed bumps, and the headlights can project movies onto a wall. It seats 5, uses a carbon fiber body, and operates by voice control in full autonomous mode. The rocket booster claim probably isn't real, but the fact that a Chinese company unveiled this at a major auto show tells you how far they're willing to push the spectacle while Detroit is still debating grille shapes. Dreame is strapping rockets to an electric family sedan. Number 4. Voyah Taishan X8 rocket boosters are probably a gimmick, but an 800-mile SUV that walks sideways like a crab is coming. Voyah Taishan X8 from Dongfeng. It's a plug-in hybrid full-size luxury SUV making 912 horsepower and 944 pound-feet of torque. The 0 to 62 sprint takes 4.2 seconds, and the combined range is 848 miles. That's nearly double what most Western plug-in hybrids offer. You also get crab walk and tank turn modes, and it's the first vehicle to run Huawei's new Harmony OS with dual 15.6-inch touchscreens that blast at 1,000 nits. The screens operate independently, so the passenger and driver aren't fighting over the same interface. This is a production-bound luxury SUV, not a show car. And it's exactly the kind of vehicle that could dominate Canadian long-distance driving once the dealership network opens. Number 3. Fang Chengbao Formula X, an 800-mile luxury SUV, is impressive. Now consider a convertible supercar that charges from 10 to 97% in under 10 minutes. Fang Chengbao Formula X from BYD's performance sub-brand. It's a 2-door convertible supercar with a carbon fiber body and tri-motor all-wheel drive producing nearly 1,000 horsepower. The 0 to 62 time is under 2 seconds, and the 800-volt architecture delivers a 10 to 97% charge in 9.5 minutes. Range on the CLTC cycle is over 1,000 kilometers, or about 621 miles. Inside is what the brand calls a battle cockpit with a 15.6-inch screen and a 26-inch heads-up display, and active aerodynamics adjust in real time. AutoWeek reports this is launching around 2027, which puts it right in the Canadian arrival window. This is the car that makes you question why Western supercars still take 40 minutes to fast charge. The Formula X beats them on the track and at the charger. Number 2. XPeng AeroHT flying car. A convertible that charges in 10 minutes is wild, but there's one Chinese company that decided the car isn't enough, so they built something that leaves the road entirely. The XPeng AeroHT modular flying car. It uses a ground module for driving and a detachable air module that lifts off. A How to Geek reporter watched it leave the ground in China alongside XPeng's humanoid robot, Iron. That robot is targeting mass production of over 1,000 units per month by the end of 2026, with showroom deployment in 2027. North American certification is still years away, but the prototypes are real, they're already flying, and XPeng is expanding globally. This is the furthest out entry on the list, but it's also the one that proves Chinese EV makers left catching up behind. They're building categories that don't exist yet. If your neighbor's Tesla feels futuristic, wait until a Chinese flying car passes over it. Number 1. Denza Z. Flying cars are still years from your driveway, but the number 1 spot is a car you might actually see on Canadian roads next year, and it rewrites the rules of how fast electricity can move. Denza Z from BYD's luxury brand. It's a 4-seat supercar with tri-motor all-wheel drive making 1,180 kilowatts, which translates to about 1,580 horsepower. It hits 62 miles an hour in under 2 seconds, with a top speed of 217 miles an hour, but the acceleration isn't the headline. The 1,500 kilowatt charging system makes this car impossible to ignore. It adds range in under 10 minutes at the right station, and that's more than double the fastest chargers currently available in North America. Jalopnik notes it's cheaper than a Porsche 911 GTS, and BYD's Canadian network gives it a realistic path to market. This car proves the border opening is about supercars that outcharge and outrun Western equivalents, not cheap commuter pods. That's the real story. Canada just opened a 49,000 car per year pipeline at 6% tariffs, and the first vehicles through aren't economy hatchbacks. They're 1,500 horsepower supercars and AI throne vans. Question for you: which one from this list would you actually buy, or at least test drive, if it launched in Canada first, and why? Tell me in the comments. Subscribe and watch this space, because the next 12 months will decide which of these actually make it to a Canadian dealership and how long the US tariff wall can hold.